We're back with another episode of the Groovy Dave podcast. I'm your silly little host, Groovy Dave. Now, today's guest. This fine, beautiful, devilishly handsome, strapping young lad. Some might know him as the Flash. Others might know him as the Big Hog. Or you may just know him as Tristan the Ninja. But he is the six-string bassist from Intention, the man, the myth, the legend, my best friend in the whole world, Tristan Hogsed!
What's up, bro? How's it going, man? That was like a UFC intro. Oh, man. It's good to be here, bro. I've been looking forward to it.
Dude, so excited to be doing this, man.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
How you been?
I've been good, man. Just played a show last night at Cine with Nihilus and Close to Midnight, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good time. Yeah, it went really well.
Before we get any further, cheers, my guy.
Cheers. Cheers. I love coffee.
Oh, yeah. No, coffee's the best. So, last I heard, we were here to talk about an album. Was that?
We are here to talk about an album.
Yeah. Would you like to share with the listeners and the wonderful viewers?
So, the album that I have selected is AB3, which is Alter Bridge's third studio album. Came out January 1st, 2010. And it's their longest album. It has 16 tracks on it. One interesting thing about that album, I actually just found this out recently. Yeah. I was watching a video where Miles and Mark Tremonti were talking about the recording of it. And when they were doing that, that was when the band had just gotten iPhones. And they were like, they had just discovered the little voice memo thing.
Yeah.
Where you can record stuff on it. So they were just like stockpiling tons and tons and tons of riffs.
Yeah.
And Mark was like, yo, we have to use all of these. He's like, we're not cutting anything. So that was like their big monster album with just like all their ideas that they had compiled.
Oh, that's
just
sick.
While they were on tour, they actually recorded it at like 3 different studios while they were on the road.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very raw, and it's, it's one of their darker albums.
Yeah.
Lyrically.
Yeah.
Is,
for sure.
Yeah. Because they're, usually happy-go-lucky, but that album is really, really real.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
really enjoy it. No skips. No.
It was interesting because, like, honestly, I hit you up to be on this, and then you send me the album that you want to do, and like I go in and I like start listening to it, doing my own deep dives and all that. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised.
Were you?
I thought you were going to go with something that was just straight in your face, just.
I almost did. It was a tie between
a
few albums because I almost picked. I'll tell everybody my all-time favorite album is Of Mice and Men, self-titled. That is my favorite album. It always will be. I've listened to that one the most. As far as it influencing like how I play, I didn't feel like it did as much.
Okay.
Because I kind of have. I have music to play to, and then I have music to work out to. That's kind of how I pick what I'm listening to, and that's definitely music to work out to.
Gotcha.
When I'm lifting and stuff. But and then I thought about Beartooth.
Yeah.
I thought about doing
which one?
The Disease.
Oh, so
I
good.
almost did Disease. Yeah.
So good.
But I definitely feel like AB3 has really influenced just how I play and how I approach music the most.
Oh, 100%. Like, that was the thing, because like I was surprised because I was like, I thought that you were going to go with something that was just straight heaviness all the way through.
Yeah.
Just because I know the stuff that you'd like typically listen to.
Right.
But the more I listened to it and the more I started to sit with it, I was like, oh wait, no, this makes a lot of sense. Just especially just like with the songs that you guys put out, and then also just, you know, knowing your style and how you tend to play, and like the things that you like to add in like terms of like writing and stuff like that, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, Mark Tremonti is my guitar hero.
Yeah.
So,
when did you first like hear the album?
I first heard it when I was probably like 18 or 19.
Okay.
I got into Alter Bridge and all that in like high school. The first song I ever heard was Metalingus. That was the one where I was like, yo, these guys rip. At that time, I didn't even know that that was Creed. Plus Miles
really?
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I did not know that when I first started listening to them. I only found that out later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went through their first album, and then I went through the Blackbird album. And then that was kind of it. And I took a step away, find another music and everything. And then I came back and I was like, let me go through the rest of their stuff. And so I picked up where I left off, and I went through AB3, and I was like, dude, I should have never stopped going through their music. This is insane.
Yeah.
And that opening track is...
No, Slip to the Void.
Man.
It's one of my favorite Alter Bridge songs. And like I hadn't heard the album before you had like submitted it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like heard it and I was like, wait, this is Alter Bridge?
Yeah. It's a lot. It's very overshadowed by Blackbird because Blackbird is so big.
Yeah.
And then like Fortress is where they really picked up again, and that one kind of flies under the radar for whatever reason. But yeah, Slip to the Void was like their opener for their live shows for a while, and man, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the whole album, all the way through, all the slow songs, all the heavy songs. I mean, there's so much just passion and just raw emotion and music that's in it that I feel like you don't get as much on some of their other stuff. I mean, every album has songs on it that are real, but that one is, I feel like that one's really where you get Alter Bridge.
Yeah. I also feel like the other thing for me that like really stood out, and like part of the reason why it started to make sense, like why you picked that album, was like the thing that stood out the most to me was the progression. Because like, you have some albums where it progresses from song to song, or like it progresses every couple of tracks.
Right.
But with this one, there was so many different moments where it was like, what's the first? There was a first song that I heard that I was like, this is like way slower than anything I've ever heard from Alter Bridge. But then it was like, but it's only like the first minute and a half. Mm-hmm. Like they did such a beautiful job, like throughout each song of like just the natural progression of how they kind of built things up that really stood out. And then like, once you like go back and then you also listen to like y'all's stuff with like Intention and stuff like that, like y'all have like Monochrome.
Definitely.
Like Monochrome starts and it, like slow, builds up, slows back down, builds up, slows back down, and it's like that ebb and flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that a lot, with like, it almost starts out like more acoustic, really powerful vocals, almost like it's going to be a ballad, but then it just builds and builds, and then by the time you get to the bridge, they're ripping, or they'll throw in a solo, but they're really good at like building it up and slowing it back down, and not in a way where it feels like whiplash, but it feels really natural, which is something I really appreciate about how they write.
Yeah.
So.
No. I already asked you when you like we just started to talk about like when you started listening to the album and everything, but like when did you first hear Alter Bridge?
It's probably when I was 16 or 17.
Yeah.
I think is when I found Metalingus.
Yeah.
And then
You've been holding that out? You've been holding out on me that long?
Hey man.
You showed me Metalingus when we were in college.
I did, but I knew about it for a while. But I do apologize.
You ain't shit.
I do. But yeah, it was definitely early. But like it took me a while. I would like listen to a few, and then I would kind of get out of it, and then I would come back in.
Yeah.
Because I cherry picked songs for a while before I got to a point where I started going like album by album.
Yeah.
And going through. I didn't start doing that until later in life.
Yeah. So let me ask this: before you joined Intention, you were a part of M21.
It was. Yeah.
Was like, think through the question fully before I ask the thing. But yeah, when you were a part of M21, was Alter Bridge still something? Like, was that already something that you were heavily being influenced by, like when you were playing with them?
100%.
Yeah.
I tried to get Find the Real on the set list for M21. It never made it because we ended up breaking up before that made it on there. But yeah, I definitely wanted to start incorporating some of that just because it's so good, and I feel like as popular as Alter Bridge is, a lot of people that we know don't really know who they are.
Yeah.
It's everybody knows Creed, but not everybody knows Alter Bridge, and I really want people to know because it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody should know that band. But yeah, no, it definitely influenced how I play and how I approach music, and all the little riffs that I write and everything. They kind of have that southern rock influence, and a lot of that comes from Alter Bridge, and then a lot of like Black Label Society too, like Zach Wild. He's also a really big influence for me. But yeah, between those two, that was probably like my biggest influences.
Yeah.
And just in my guitar playing for M21.
Yeah. No, let me stay on M21 stuff because I have a little bit of a follow up.
Sure.
Because I'm kind of curious because y'all mainly did like covers with M21.
It was all covers.
Yeah.
No originals. Yeah. We had plans for originals, but it never happened.
Yeah. And so like y'all were doing covers. I'm curious to know like, if you're playing a song by like, I don't know, just random band, playing a song by like freaking
Bullet from a Valentine.
Yeah, there you go. You're playing one of their songs. Mm-hmm. How does the influence of Alter Bridge still show itself while you're on guitar?
Just in kind of like the little accents that I would do.
Yeah.
I would try to do like a lot of, like squealies and stuff. Just kind of throw them in there, and that's like more of the Zach Wild influence, And then, the little 6-5-3 little runs to go back to the open. That's a lot of Alter Bridge influence and stuff. And so, obviously, they're covers, so you can only embellish and make it your own so much, but there are definitely, some of the songs I would throw in a little bit of the things that I picked up through listening to bands like that.
Okay. Oh yeah. No, that's because that was the thing. Because like it's obviously like you said, it's a cover and it's someone else's song, and like you can only add in but so much, but also at the same time you can still throw your own little flair.
For sure.
And. That's why I asked the question, because it's just, like, I feel like that's, it's cool things to hear.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially like when we do Tears Don't Fall by Bullet for My Valentine, and it was doing like the chorus and everything, and I would play like the little octave part on the guitar. Whenever I would like walk it back down, I would throw in a little squealy and then kind of walk it back down to reset the riff and everything, and a lot of that was from like that Mark Tremonti style of guitar playing.
Got you. This is one of my favorite parts of the podcast, where I get to quiz the knowledge of our guest about their favorite album. Tristan, are you ready?
I'm cooked.
Give me your favorite song on the album. This is not the question.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
It's a setup.
To pick a favorite song is really hard. The opener is definitely like top 3. My favorite is probably Isolation.
How did I know?
Isolation. It's either Isolation or Still Remains.
Okay.
But Isolation is probably my favorite.
So you said Isolation is your favorite song on the album, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're about to find out.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to finish the lyric.
Well, it's probably not going to go good for me. Because, when I'm listening to music, I'm usually just listening to the music and not so much the lyrics. So
Lyrics are part of the music, bro.
lyrics are part of the music. I'm not saying it's not part of the music, but I'm so tuned in on the guitar. Those lyrics just kind of, for the most part, yeah.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Brings you to the end.
And that brings us to the end of the podcast because I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it was Until You Love Again. That brings you to the end. Until you love again. Oh, isolation.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
I just started listening to this album. There is no way that I should know the lyrics better than you.
If you played the song, I might be able to sing along to it. But just like out in the wild, I don't know if I can just start throwing lyrics out like that.
Well, congratulations. You failed the question.
I knew I was going to fail the lyric question. Going into it, I knew. I was even listening to the album yesterday, and I was like, "Why? This isn't even going to help." It's 16 tracks long. I'm not going to know all these words. I was listening to the less popular ones on the album just to kind of be prepared. Didn't help. Nope.
Oh man. Okay. Let me see. What is the most embarrassing thing that you have done due to nerves at a show?
Forgetting to be in the right tuning before a song. Because I use the whammy drop pedal. And sometimes I'll well, not anymore. But in the beginning I'd be nervous or just trying to be thinking of playing everything right, making sure I'm standing in the right spot or whatever, and then we get started and I hit the opening note and I didn't change my tuning on my whammy pedal and I'm just completely in the wrong spot. So that's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that more than once. But I don't do it anymore.
How many times have you done it?
Probably 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. Okay. You mean when you said I did it more than once, so I was thinking it became a thing.
Oh no. That's my signature thing, starting in the wrong tuning. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm just saying, because I had Zach on the podcast, and one of the things Zach was saying was when you play a live set, it's already kind of built in. Tristan's gonna have a slip up, so
he didn't say it like that. He did not say that. I did find it funny that he said everybody would make a mistake, but he didn't mention Anthony making a mistake.
Anthony liked that.
Anthony is kind of like that.
Anthony just like that.
His equipment may go out, but he's gonna play it right.
Oh my gosh. Let's dive back in to this album and get into the mud.
The nitty gritty.
Yeah. Talk to me about the stuff that you feel how you feel you've grown from essentially studying this album.
Definitely, it's kind of what we were talking about earlier, but the song structure.
Yeah.
I feel that's a big part of it. Just the way that they'll create their intros and everything, and they always change it. Sometimes they might start with the riff that would be the breakdown riff, and then they slow it back down, and then go into a slower verse, and then a real sing-songy chorus, and they kind of ride that out for a little bit. And you're when's the riff gonna come back? And there's a big breakdown. Mm-hmm. Or, the slower songs that just slowly, build and compound until you get, that big hit towards the end. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely, just the way that everything is mixed, there's a lot going on. There's 2 guitars. It's the same as, what we have going on. Yeah. Intention, there's 2 guitars. They both play and sing, and you got the bassist and the drummer. But, you can still distinguish everything that's going on. No matter how heavy it gets, you can still hear Miles' parts and Mark's parts, and so that's a big part of it. Just whenever we're going through and we're kind of mixing it or whatever, even though I'm not mixing it, but I'm listening to it and I'm telling them what I hear, and that's kind of what I'm looking for in the finished product. And then whenever I'm doing my my bass lines and stuff, I'm not doing anything super intricate, but I'm just trying to add to just the meat of the the guitar playing. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, go too crazy with, you know, oh, let me make sure I have, you know, my cool part. You know, I'm just trying to add to...
You're trying to compliment.
I'm trying to compliment and add to the punch of everything. You know, I want it to sound full. I want it to sound loud.
Yeah.
So, which is what, you know, what they do whenever they're creating all those riffs and everything. But that's probably the main thing that I've grown from through that. I mean, with my guitar playing, you know, of course, I try to imitate what they do if I'm writing a guitar riff.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah,
well, because, like, you know, like, one of the things that you've told me before, it was just, like, you know, because you play a 6-string.
Right.
And pretty much, like, it's just, you play it like it's a toned-down guitar.
I do.
And so, like, talk to me about, like, that style and, like, how you still are, like, you're a guitarist at heart,
mm-hmm.
but, you know, you play bass professionally.
Sure. Professional bass player.
Oh, my gosh!
I mean, I feel like a lot of it comes from, I mean, to this day, I still, if I'm going to learn anything, even if it's an intention song, I learn it on the guitar first.
Okay.
You know, I'll sit down with my guitar, and I'll go through, I'll figure out the whole song on the guitar, and then I figure out, okay, what pieces of this am I going to take and use on the bass?
Yeah.
You know, what's going to fit, what's not. You know, obviously, I can't be doing any, like, pinch harmonics or, like, octaves on the bass, you know, but I'll try to, you know, figure out what's transferable and what's not. Okay. So that's probably the biggest takeaway for that. I mean, of course, you know, I play with a pick.
Yeah.
I play with the same pick, you know, on the bass that I do on the guitar. I play through the same equipment, you know. So it feels very similar. It's just one string instead of multiple. You know, I'm mainly just kind of rocking on one string the whole time. I'm not really doing any chords or anything like that. But, you know, by learning it with chords first, I do kind of figure out which notes are going to fit into which parts of the song if I do want to kind of embellish a little bit or try to add something a little extra to a certain part. So, kind of like with Unfaithful Lullaby, you know, whenever we're doing like the chorus, you know, I play the open, then I slide up to the 10, which this is what Anthony wrote. But, you know, and you go up and you do this little run at the top, you know, and that's it's a run within a chord that's in the song. Yeah. That fits into that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, if you want me to cut this next question, I 100% will do it.
Okay.
I'm just very curious because you said it, and I just, you know, I want to go down this rabbit hole with you.
Okay.
Why don't you think you're a professional bass player?
Well, I don't play it the way that, like, a bass player normally would, you know, and like whenever I'm trying to like figure out, I don't know, like a walking bass line, you know, I can't just like immediately jump into something like that. I have to poke around and figure out, okay, well, wait, what notes are even in that, you know, so it doesn't come easy for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, I mean, with the guitar, you know, I can just listen to it and I can figure out exactly where I'm supposed to be. But like with bass, you can do a lot of different things where you're like harmonizing or moving around a lot more than I typically do. Where for the most part, whenever I'm playing bass, I'm really just trying to kind of double the guitar riff. Mm-hmm. And I might put in some extra little stuff here and there, but it's pretty simple. You know, it's pretty simple stuff that I'm doing. I wouldn't say it's super complex. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that are more proficient on the bass than I am. I've only been playing it since I joined the band. Yeah. So 2 years. So I don't know. I still feel, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but like I don't ever look at another bass player and be like, I'm way better than that guy. You know what I mean? Like that's never a thought in my head. You know, I'm just trying to take what I know and transfer it to that instrument as best I can.
Got you. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But like also at the same time, like, dude, you know, stick your chest out a little bit, bro.
I know I look good up there, but
I mean, you do look good up there.
Yeah, you know.
Daddy.
Whoa. Whoa. But, no, I mean, I definitely, I feel like I play good,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, I feel like I bring a lot to the table, you know,
Yeah.
as far as, you know, how I'm approaching the music. And I mean, I feel like I have good technique and everything. It's just, it's very unorthodox.
That's all.
You know.
Literally, that was the word I was going to use.
Yeah.
It's just like your style is just, it's an unorthodox style.
It is, and if somebody's like, "Oh man, do a bass solo," I'm not really gonna be able to just jump in and play a bass solo. You know what I mean? Like I'd have to really sit down and figure out what I can even do that's gonna sound. I can't jump into like a minor pentatonic scale on a bass and it sound like a bass solo. You know, there's a very different way to approach that. You know, and I don't do any slapping or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
Gotta build out my repertoire.
Don't forget what you promised me for my birthday.
Oh, I know. I remember.
But no, like that's real though. Like I get that, and like I feel like it also like speaks volumes about you as an artist, because like you can. How about this? Instead of saying that you're a professional not baseball player, because clearly
Definitely not that.
absolutely not a professional baseball player.
Definitely not that.
But you know, and if you don't want to be called the professional bass player, you are still you're a professional like musician.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. But yeah, like that speaks value, and I also feel like that's also part of the reason why that like yeah, you've only been playing for 2 years, but also like you've come a long way in those 2 years. Well,
I appreciate that.
Has it been 2 years?
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, okay. You've come a long way in those 2 years. And then also, like, you are also developing your own way of playing.
I am.
So, like, you know, I think the awareness is something that is a very key element that you need, like, for that journey.
Yeah. You know, I'm still figuring out, you know, what works and what doesn't. You know,
Yeah.
I might try some certain things and, you know, it might be too intricate for what we're doing. You can't even hear what's going on. Sometimes it's just better. You know, simple is better sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes it's better. So,
I'm not
especially
gonna
for
lie.
the style of music that we're playing.
I'm not going to
No.
lie. When you said use the KISS method, I thought you were talking about the band.
Absolutely not. Unpopular opinion, that band is terrible. that band is terrible.
Hold on. Wait. You think they're terrible?
Dude, that band, they are the most over complimented. I cannot stand that. I want to rock and roll all night makes me want to end it.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not. It's not like I'm like a big Kiss fan. I don't think you've ever even heard me play a Kiss song.
Thank God.
Okay, but I mean, you know, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Just because they're popular doesn't mean they're good. They're not for me. I mean, how are you going to get up on stage, paint your face all black and white, look like a death metal band, and then
Yeah.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. And like, you know, they really thought they cooked with that. How many times did they sing that chorus? Way too many. It's not that good.
I mean, when did that song come out?
Probably the 80s. Probably the 80s. I don't know the exact year.
I'm about to look this up.
I'm sure it's from the 80s.
I'm about to look
They're
this
just like a
up.
pop rock kind of group. They didn't take any risks. They played whatever was going to be radio played. You know?
Bro, that song came out in 1975.
Oh, that's way older than I thought.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. Who was playing heavy back then?
I mean, okay, there might not have been like super heavy music back then, but they stayed around for a while though. They kept making music after that.
Yeah, but okay, they're not gonna be able to do anything once they make it big. And you drop rock and roll all night, you're not gonna be able to then be like, oh, you know, we're gonna do Night Goat by the Melvins. Like, you're not
Oh no, but I don't know. That band is not up there for me.
That's one thing. You call them trash, bro.
They're kind of trash. They're kind of trash. I might get flagged for that in the comments. I don't care.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we were talking about, how as a bassist you're a bit unorthodox.
Mm-hmm.
So explain, not even necessarily explain, but like kind of break down what your setup is and how it is that you create the tone and the sound that you come up with.
So my tone and my sound, it's super simple. It's very simple. So all I do, obviously, I play the 6-string LTD. It has EMG pickups in it. I play that straight into a product I recently picked up. It's called a Fractal AM4.
Okay.
It's a cab emulator. And basically what that means is I can't afford an expensive amplifier. So I bought a pedal that can emulate amplifiers that I would never be able to buy.
Okay.
And so right now it's emulating an Ampeg SVT, but it's like the old high gain version.
Got you.
I have a distortion pedal in front of that I'm also emulating, which is the SansAmp bass driver, and that's like more of a modular setup because my current, it's an amp, it's a combo amp that I'm playing through, but I'm really using it like a speaker. It doesn't have a whole lot of controls on the top, so the distortion pedal is like more of a modular one, so I have all of like the treble, mid, bass, frequency, drive, all that stuff is all controlled through that SansAmp bass driver pedal that I'm emulating. That's all on the Fractal AM4. And then I have the Whammy DT that I use for some dive bombs, like when we're playing things like Failsafe, and I use it for like the intro of Reach and things like that. And then I just use it because I'm lazy and I don't want to tune. So I just crank the pedal and I change tunings while everybody else is switching guitars. And so I use that, and then I'm running all of that through a TC Electronic DG150. It's a 250 watt single speaker. It's a 15-inch combo amp, but I'm basically playing through that totally clean.
Got you.
And so it just amplifies my tone that I've created through the Fractal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's literally it. Super simple. I just plug in, turn on all my presets, put the volume all the way up, turn the gain up, and just play.
Let me ask a follow-up question to that.
Yep.
For someone who's like going to see you guys live, like, how exactly, like, what's your, I hate to use the band name in the question, but like, what's the intention behind that tone in terms of like how it kind of plays into the whole tone and sound of the band?
I'm just trying to ascend the guitars.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm kind of doubling the guitar riff. I'm trying to pick a tone that's not, it punches through enough that you can hear the bass, but it's not punching through so much that like it's super twangy and like you're only hearing the bass.
Like it's not drawing attention away.
Exactly.
It keeps it cohesive.
I'm trying to elevate the riff to a point that like when we're playing like a really heavy riff, like in our new single face.
Yeah.
Or like, even like Reach, right? Where I start out with the intro, but then we go into the main riff, that everything kind of melds together in a way where it's just filling out.
It just kind of pushes it over the edge.
It just pushes it. That's it. I almost use a Korn style tone.
Okay.
Is kind of what I have. Not that they're like a big inspiration for me, but it does kind of sound similar to the tone that Korn has in their bass, and I'm just trying to kind of push the riff to the point where, like, even if you're standing outside the venue, you're able to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm going for.
Who are some other bands that... Let me rephrase that. Do you feel like... Because, like, we've talked about some of the other bands that influenced you. Do you see similarities between, like, those artists and Alter Bridge?
What artists?
Like, other artists that that have influenced you. Do you feel like there's, like, a trend there?
A little. I mean, there's kind of two genres that have influenced me. You have, like, of course, Alter Bridge being the main one, but then, like, Zakk Wylde and Black Label Society, which is in the same vein as
Yeah.
Alter Bridge. And then, Tool, of course. Tool's a big influence as far as, like the riffing and everything. I don't want to
Wait,
say.
who's Tool?
Who's Tool? Yeah. This guy's trolling. I mean, I wouldn't say they're in the same vein as like Alter Bridge and
Yeah.
Black Label. But as far as like the whole, riffing singer-songwriter influence goes, and then of course Deftones is a big influence for me. But then, in the heavier side, it's definitely, of Mice and Men. That's a really big influence for just, I like breakdowns. So, and then I'm blanking on the other one.
I think you said Linkin Park.
I had another one. Yeah, Linkin Park. Linkin Park too, for sure. Just, how punchy and upbeat their songs are.
Yeah.
And, there's just a lot of anger in it, but it fits the genre pretty well.
You ready for my hot take?
What's your hot take?
This one, I am pretty sure I am going to get some flack for.
If he's about to hate on Linkin Park, there's no way he's about to hate on Linkin Park. Hybrid Theory is one of the best albums of all time.
I'm kind of good, bro.
What? No Linkin Park. Bro, Chester Bennington has some of the best vocals.
No, don't get me wrong. They're really, really good. I'm not going to the lengths that you go with Kiss, where you're just like, oh no, they're just trash. I don't think Linkin Park is trash. Just for anybody who's listening,
well, that's good.
That's about to slide in my DMs and be like, yo, you are out of your mind. No, they're good. They're really good. All that stuff. Don't come for me. But I'm good.
What do you not like about them?
I don't know. I think really what it is when it comes to Linkin Park, when I think Linkin Park, I think of all their massive hits.
I will give you, they have some overplayed songs.
Like that one from the Transformers movie. Bro, if I hear that song again, I will break whatever speaker it's playing from.
In the end, yeah. They have a lot of overplayed, radio played songs, but when you dive into the rest of their albums, there's some really, really good stuff. And they're doing things that, other bands never did. I mean, Hybrid Theory, of course, was the big one that started it off, but then they have Meteora, where that was just crazy production for back then, and they were probably the highest quality of the rap rock genre.
See, that's the other thing, is like, rap rock is very hit miss for me.
And that's fair. It is for a lot of people.
Fucking, I love Rage, obviously, you know this.
Of course, yeah. It's very different, though.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I feel like with Rage is, Tom Morello.
The wizard.
Yeah. And then also just their sound, I feel like, is a lot dirtier.
It definitely is.
And so that's the thing for me, where it's just like, I think it's because of the fact that Linkin Park, excuse me, I feel like it's the fact that Linkin Park always sounds so polished.
They do. I mean, they have a very good production for their sound. It's not super messy or anything.
And so, that kind of takes,
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just feel like anytime I'm listening to Linkin Park, I feel like I'm listening to the radio sometimes. And I'm just like,
I think you're just listening to the wrong Linkin Park. I might have to put you on some stuff when we get off the pod.
Put me on to Linkin Park. Anyone who's watching or listening, if you want to put me on to some Linkin Park, you know where to find me.
I'm trying to get a Linkin Park tattoo.
Huh?
I'm trying to get a Linkin Park tattoo.
Oh, word? What you gonna get?
The logo. I'm gonna get the LP. Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, big fan. Even with
I thought you were gonna get my initials, but that's fine.
Anyway, even the new Linkin Park stuff, and then we'll move on from Linkin Park, but like even the new stuff with Emily, I mean, it's really good. I never thought that anybody would be able to fill Chester's shoes. And whenever I, first heard that they were going to get a female vocalist, I was like, I don't even know how that's going to work. I'm like, are
Mhm.
they even going to be able to play their old stuff? And I mean, she blew me away. I mean, she can do it, and it's very impressive. And they've always, well, I don't want to say always, because they did kind of take a detour, but they've always kind of stuck to their roots. I mean, they had their first few albums that were very Linkin Park, and then they experimented for a while, and it was just, some of it was good, some of it was kind of boring, but then whenever they got back together, I mean, you can hear that they found their sound, and they know what Linkin Park really is. And I always thought that was really cool. So
Back to quizzing you
Uh-oh.
about your knowledge of your favorite album.
You keep calling it my favorite album. It's not my favorite album.
Okay.
It's my most influential album.
Back to quizzing you about your most influential album.
There we go. Favorite album of Mice and Men, self-titled.
Yes, your most influential album. That's probably one of your favorite albums of all time.
It's up there. It's up
there. Who's keeping track?
I am.
Let's see if you know the track list.
Yeah, I knew I was cooked when I picked a 16-track long album, and then you were gonna have a question about what number song is this. I'm like, uh-oh.
So let's
Slip to the Void's number 1. Next question.
let's go with
If you pick a slow,
Fallout.
boring song. Okay, Fallout is like in the middle. I know it's in the middle.
Yeah, I almost picked Wonderful Life because I know that would have fucked you up.
That's a great song.
Oh, it's amazing.
That small detour. Wonderful Life, Miles said that was his most challenging vocal recording ever. He had to take himself to a place where he was on the verge of tears before he recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, if you don't go listen to the album, at least go listen to that song.
Oh, 100%. You could hear that.
I'm going to say 7 for Fallout. I think Fallout is 7. I know it's in the middle. I just don't know
1,
the exact
2,
number.
3, 4, 5, 6. Wonderful Life is 7.
So Fallout's 8.
I Know It Hurts is 8.
Wait, is it further down?
Show Me a Sign is 9.
It's 10?
Fallout is 10.
I thought it was in the middle. I mean, that's tough.
We 2 for 2.
That's tough.
It could be at a show. It could be at practice. Silliest thing you've ever done with or around the band.
Probably shooting a reel with Zach in the bathtub. That was he had no clothes on for that, by the way.
He full on got butt,
full on.
he got butt naked.
Butt naked. Because he had his underwear on, and Sam was like, "You're not gonna take your underwear off?" Popped them off, got in the tub. It was like trying to, keep the bubbles in a family-friendly formation.
Was there a blooper?
There actually was not. Never saw it. I can't confirm. Never saw it. We used a lot of Suave to get all those bubbles.
Oh my gosh.
And that video flopped for whatever reason. We were like, dude, this was going to do so good.
No, it was hilarious.
Flopped. That video is funny.
Hey, bro, the algorithm is a cruel thing.
It is a cruel thing.
It's a cruel thing.
That was a banger.
Oh,
It deserved to get 1 million views. But that's okay. That just means we'll have to do it again.
Okay. So, favorite song, Isolation.
Yep.
Round out your top 5.
Ooh, top 5. Isolation. Slip to the Void. Still Remains. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the We just said it earlier.
Oh, the one with the crazy name?
No. The slow one.
Oh, Wonderful Life.
Wonderful Life.
Yes.
I want to say Wishful Thinking. What is wrong with me? Wonderful Life. And then... It's tough to pick a lot. I don't know. I mean, I like Coeur d'Alene a lot. I like Zero a lot.
Zero's gas.
Zero is probably number 5.
Okay.
Fallout's up there too. But yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those 5.
Where do you feel like that people can hear that influence the most in the music? Like,
well, I mean, for right now, the only place you're really going to hear that influence, at least from me, is in Reach.
yeah.
Because Reach that's the song that I had the most
It's your
influence with. That's my baby. Yeah, I brought that riff to the band. Of course, me and Zach workshopped it, and now it's ours, so it's not all mine. But
No, it's all you.
no. But I brought that one to the band, so that's where you can probably hear the most influence. I mean, Monochrome was already written when I joined. That one also definitely echoes a lot of Alter Bridge influence. But I have like over 50 voice memos on my phone of riffs that I've written for years, and there's a lot of influence on those. Of course, y'all can't hear that, but I do have a couple in the works.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah.
That I've got some demos for that I'm planning to bring to the band. I don't know if they'll be on the next record, or who knows if they'll ever come out. But I do have a couple that are in the works that you can definitely hear some of the Alter Bridge influence in those for sure. So hopefully in due time.
Okay.
Some more material on the table.
What is like when you think about like the things that you like to take from them, is there something that you've heard from Alter Bridge that you're like, I haven't done it yet, but I really want to incorporate that into something?
The first thing that comes to mind is just like more guitar solos. Because we have the Monochrome solo, but that's really like the only not our only solo, but it's the only big
where it's like it's like a moment
where it's like the focal point of everyone's waiting on that, right?
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to have, which that's a lot of pressure to be able to play that live, to be fair, but I would like to have at least 1 or 2 more songs where there's just some crazy solos, or Mark Tremonti and Miles Kennedy go back and forth sometimes and kind of baseball bat the solo back and forth, play off of each other. I would love to see Zach and Anthony do some stuff like that. There's one thing that Alter Bridge does live that I think is really cool that I would love to see. They'll do for their live shows, Miles and Mark will do a guitar battle live. It's totally improv. Yeah. And I mean, Zach and Anthony they're very talented. They could totally do that.
They like that.
Yeah, and I mean, the crowd would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing them just trade licks back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see something like that. That's not even a song. That's just a fun little live element, that we could do. But I mean, I don't know. Other than that, just the song structure. I mean, I guess there's really nothing that they've done that I want to do that we haven't done yet. Mm-hmm. I feel like we kind of have a similar formula to what they're already doing, just in our own way, of course. But yeah, definitely more guitar solos, because guitar solos are cool.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a guitar solo?
Exactly.
Aside from the guy who really loves a bass solo. Hint, hint.
Me. What?
I mean, no, I love guitar solos.
No, I know.
But yeah, no, and I was hanging out with Sam the other day. Mm-hmm. And now this is kind of at the part of the conversation where I'm just gonna start just random stuff, not even necessarily tied to the album itself. But yeah, I was talking with Sam, and I asked him something. I'm gonna ask you the same question, because we were talking a little bit earlier about how, you're still developing your style, and you're still on that path of growth, and I mean everyone's on that path, but you know you're still early on in your journey with the bass.
Right.
That sounds very romantic, but you know it is what it is.
It could be.
Are there any local bassists that you see that you like to take from, or you're just like want to just like, ooh, I want to get there?
The dude from Outfield Clovers, that man could throw down on some bass.
Yeah?
Yeah, he can throw down on some bass, and he's able to play and sing, and I would love to be that coordinated. I don't know if I would necessarily, play the same style as him.
Yeah.
But watching him on stage, I definitely am like, man, I want to be able to be that comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to look at my fingers or, focus on. I want to be so comfortable that I can just, run around and have fun, which I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I have to stare at my fingers the whole time, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, I want to be able to. He just looks free up on stage.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I want to work towards.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's talk about the local scene. Just as
The
a whole.
local scene.
Yeah. Just talk about the local scene as a whole.
Okay.
I'm gonna start throwing you some quick hitters.
Okay.
And it doesn't even necessarily have to just be like a bassist or something like that, but who are some of the bands locally that you see yourself kind of being inspired by?
Ooh, being inspired by? Well, I like Greywater a lot because they have a very similar style to the type of stuff that I already write and the kind of stuff that I listen to.
Love me some Greywater.
Yeah, man, y'all,
Love
you
me
guys
some
are cooking
Greywater.
over there at the Greywater camp. But yeah, definitely inspired by them. And I mean, of course, I love what Frigga 5 has got going on. They have a little of that rap rock kind of influence.
Frigga kills.
I love
Frigga
me
kills.
some rap rock. So
Yeah, no, I mean what they got going on with Frigga, I mean it's awesome, and I mean Devin is just Devin's so raw, dude.
he's throwing down, bro.
Devin goes crazy every single time. I'm like, just golly, dude.
Yep. And I mean the crowd reaction from PAB.
Yes.
You know what I'm like? Yeah.
It's just every single time you just hear, you know what time it is? You know what song this is? You know the words?
It's awesome, man. Yeah.
It's just aura, bro.
Yeah.
They aura form so heavy, and I was just like,
Yeah. So for myself personally, I'm not going to speak for the rest of the band, but probably Greywater and Frigga are probably the two for me that I'm like, yeah, man, those guys are killing it. I love what they got going on, and want to try and do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Let's get away from this, from local, and just well, I can't really ask you that question because you don't really know the lyrics like that. So I'm not going to ask that question. It's that I don't listen to the lyrics. But
I have to like the song a lot to know all the words.
I mean, I'm not saying know all the words, but I mean, you even know the hook, bro. The hook?
I mean, if the song is already on, I can sing to it, but if it's just out in the wild like that, I've never been able to do that.
No, the hook for Isolation is one word. I saw. Oh, whoa!
Leave that in. Leave that in. Leave that in. Leave that in.
Once again, this is why I'm not on stage. Okay, this is why y'all see me doing my little voiceovers, and I'm just out here hosting stuff because, yeah, I wasn't blessed with the vocal cords like that.
It's all good, man. You got the gift of gab.
I could talk all day.
I know. That's why we're here.
I'm sorry. I just looked at the. Looked at the avatar, bug. I didn't even fully realize Aang's face, and it just cracked me up. Time for your next question, bro.
Next question.
I'm going to play a song.
Okay.
I'm going to play the first 3 minutes. No, not
First 3 minutes, I might be able to get it.
Yeah.
I might be able to get it.
I'm going to play the first 3 seconds of the song. And, you're going to have to figure it out.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. I almost want to say Fallout, but we already talked about that one.
Chad, he's cooked.
Is it Fallout?
No.
No?
I will give you another guess because you were like already kind of on the fence. But he's cooked. He's cooked.
It's funny because I can hear the riff that happens after that too.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear it again?
No, I can still hear it in my head. Dang it, man. Wish I could just like look at the track list. I know my other guess is wrong. It's not Coeur d'Alene, is it? No. Damn it. What is it?
Show me a sign.
Show me a sign. Man.
Yeah.
There's so many of them that start out with like that little acoustic-y thing. It's hard to keep them all straight.
That wasn't acoustic.
Well, not acoustic, but like the cleaner tone. Clean tone, acoustic. It's the same. It's the same thing. Man, I'm 0 for 3. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's not a good look.
Yeah. I'm gonna be nice.
Okay.
And I will allow you to ask me a question.
I get to ask you a question.
Yes.
Let's say you were able to, let's say you were in a band and you were able to cover any song. What song would you cover? What would be like your dream song to get up on stage and perform for people?
I think you know the answer to this one.
I think I do, but I'm curious if it's the one that I think it is.
Take a guess.
Is it Fistful of Steel by Rage? I know him.
Dude,
Yeah.
100%. Fistful of Steel by Rage Against the Machine. Either that or... I know it was funny because the last question I was talking shit about like rap rock and all that stuff. But I would also like to try and do like a metal cover of like Fast Lane by Royce the 5'9" and Eminem.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Yeah.
Or like a metal cover of like Fiend by Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, there's that clip of those kids doing it on Instagram.
Yeah.
It goes hard, yeah.
But I think Fast Lane more than anything because like that song just holds a special place in my heart.
Both
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Fistful of Steel, 100%. That just might be something that I just find a way to do.
It would be fun.
So
Yeah.
I mean, like I'll be in my car practicing the scream.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, bro.
Uh-oh.
Bro.
Uh-oh, he's
Bro.
getting ready. He's like, when it's my day.
Hey, man. Dude, I was like... Look, I say this all the time. You don't want me up on stage because I'm probably not going to sound that good. But
the energy.
Well, I will... Okay, if I was rapping, I could sound good.
That's fair.
If I'm singing, you don't want me up on stage.
I'm just saying, yeah, I can't sing.
Yeah, but... If I'm just like doing like a rap rock thing, like Rage Against the Machine, something like that, yeah. No, like Fistful of Steel, just because like it's not necessarily like the same as like an Alter Bridge where it's like they have like the slower, quiet parts, but like they do have like parts where it just kind of slows up a little bit because it's just they just kind of stop playing and just like build it up again.
Right.
And dude, the last breakdown in that song. Yeah.
It's nasty.
So yeah, no, if I could do a cover on stage of anything, yes. Fistful of Steel, Rage Against the Machine. What's next?
What's next for myself or for Intention?
Let's go. Let's start with what's next for you.
What's next for me is to try and finish up these songs that I'm working on and bring them to the band and see if we can fit them into an EP or an album release or something like that.
How many do you have on deck?
I've got 2.
Okay.
I've got 2 on deck
Okay.
for right now. So that's next step for me. Next step for the band, man, is just to start, just getting out of state.
Yeah.
And, see if we can hop on a big tour or something. We're going to try and drop this year. We already dropped Face, our new single. Go stream it everywhere on all platforms. And, but yeah, we're, you can meet my dog, Cade.
Cade. Come here.
You can meet Cade.
Everybody, this is Cade.
This is Cade. Defender of the realm.
I love Cade to death. He's an idiot.
He's an idiot, but he's cute. What's up, buddy?
He's a very cute idiot.
You're on the Groovy Dave podcast. You want to say something? There we go. All right, good stuff. But yeah, we're gonna try to drop this year, and we got some pretty big gigs coming up. We got CRC Fest 2. Be on the lookout for that. And
Yeah.
that's about it for now.
Dude,
Bro,
can't thank you enough for being on.
dude, of course, bro.
It means the world.
It's been a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, no, like it. Big inspiration for me.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I'm very, very thankful that we get to sit down, chop it up, get into the nitty-gritty, just talk about some stuff, and just talk about music, talk about the scene, talk about your influences, just celebrate you as an artist.
I appreciate that. Anytime, bro.
Yeah. So last thing, where can people find you? And
Where
also,
can
where can
people
people
find
find your band?
And the band. So my Instagram, Tristan_the_ninja. Don't have to follow me. Follow the band, Intention Band on Instagram. We are Intention on TikTok. And we do have a Twitter that's pretty dead because I run it and I do a really bad job. But it is Intention Band on Twitter. But it's like the last time I posted was probably CRC Fest. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, just follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, stream our music on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all that good stuff. But yeah.
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 Tristan the Ninja, bro.
That's me.
Go check him out.